A super night for Donald Trump, racking up win after win in tonight's primaries. Right now, no wins for Marco Rubio, but no surrender either. We have reporters at both camps tonight. Eric Sandoval is with the Rubio campaign in Miami, but we start with Mike Holfeld at Trump Central in Palm Beach. Huge night for the frontrunner, Mike.
Big night. Hi, everyone. What a beautiful setting here. The feel is presidential, and this is what the viewers didn't get to see. Jeff Seeger, my photographer, I want you to see the elegance of this room, the chandeliers. This had a presidential feel, and Donald Trump looked the part. With victories in hand, he reached out to the media and issued two questions. First, or issues rather. To the GOP establishment, he said consider the facts. And then he weighed in on Marco Rubio. But let's begin with his message to the GOP establishment.
If I'm going to win all of these states with tremendous numbers, and if I'm going to come in, the worst is second in the 2 or 3 that I might not win, I think, we're a democracy. I think it's awfully hard to say that's not the person we want to lead the party, right? Look, I'm not going to tell him what to do. I'm not going to tell anybody what to do. You have to run. He had a bad night. According to CNN, Fox, I watched their broadcast. They say the loser of the night was Marco Rubio, and it's true. He didn't win anything. He hasn't won. I mean, at least you can say that Ted has won something. And, Marco has not won. You've got to be able to win. You can't talk.
And in classic Trump fashion, guys, he said Rubio was trying to be like Don Rickles, only Rickles is funnier. Finally, there was whispers over the last 24 hours that Governor Scott might be here to endorse Donald Trump. Trump staffers just emailed me saying that was never the case. Anybody telling you that was wrong. But Donald Trump did indicate that Governor Scott was, quote, a friend of his. So the day continues for Donald Trump. Now the question is, will the GOP establishment accept him as the front runner? Back to you.
All right, Mike Holfeld live for us. Thank you. Now let's turn to Eric Sandoval live with the Rubio campaign in Miami. Eric, no wins, but there is no quit in the junior senator from Florida.
No, there's not, Matt. Actually, he still has a lot of fight left in him. Tonight, he was actually on that stage right behind me addressing the very community who elected him into political office for the first time back in the 1990s. Hundreds of people actually turned out in this equestrian arena tonight to listen to Rubio. He told the crowd it is his intent, that is, to win the Republican nomination. He says he may be behind in the polls right now. He may be behind in delegates, but he wants everybody to watch and wait. He says it's his intention to expose GOP frontrunner Donald Trump as a con artist. He then turned his attention right here to Florida, which is a winner-takes-all state when it comes to delegates, and he says he plans to collect those delegates.
Of all the places in America, and I have traveled this country now, and I am so proud to be back, because there is no place in America that understands the American dream better than this community and this great state of Florida.
What do you think of his speech?
I think it was great. I think he summed up everything pretty to the point. He wants to, do the best for Americans, especially the minority Hispanics.
Now, take a look at this. We watched tonight as Rubio's rally was interrupted by a group of people. They held up a sign that says, "Rubio betrayed your community." They also chanted it out loud during that event tonight. You can see they were hauled out by sheriff's deputies there. Now, Rubio, I said, was setting his sights on the state of Florida, but he is also, of course, setting his sights on all the remaining states who have primaries. Tomorrow morning, he's actually flying out to Michigan for a primary there. And incidentally, he is ignoring calls by Trump and Cruz tonight to step out of the race. We're live in Miami tonight. Eric Sandoval, News 6. Matt?
All right, what a night, Eric. Thank you. At this point, Trump has won 6 states. Senator Ted Cruz won his home state of Texas and Oklahoma. Rubio, no victories right now. He's ahead in Minnesota. Still too close to call, though.
A big night for Hillary Clinton as well. So far, Clinton has won 6 states, and tonight in Miami, she urged voters to unite for the common good.
I believe deeply that if we resist the forces trying to drive us apart, we can come together to make this country work for everyone, the struggling, the striving, and the successful.
And all was not lost for Bernie Sanders. The senator celebrated wins in his home state of Vermont and Oklahoma. Despite his deficit, Sanders said he still believes a political revolution is possible and took a shot at Donald Trump.
What the political revolution is about is bringing our people together, black and white, Latino, Asian American, gay and straight, people born in America, people who have immigrated to America. When we bring our people together, when we do not allow the Donald Trumps of the world to divide us up,